Hello, hello. Hope you're doing okay today. Let me know if you can hear everything okay. And we'll get started here in just a second. Just going to be a stream for kicks today. I've got just a side project that a dev friend had asked me about. And I was like, oh, that seems kind of cool. And so I thought I'd build something out today. Sorry for my delay. I was going to start a couple of minutes ago, but I woke up and got distracted looking at 3D printing objects, so sue me. But I hope you're doing okay today. Let me know where you're watching from. I don't really have super specific plans for this app, but I'll show you kind of what I was thinking in just a second, and then we'll kind of go from there and can figure out what'll work best. So, all right, I'll wait till I hear some confirmation that stuff is audible, and then we'll get going just to make sure I don't miss something. And start talking without anybody listening. Hopefully you can hear music okay. It's not too loud, not too soft. All right. Looks like okay, I'm good now. All right, good to know. Okay, well, let's go ahead then and get started. Hey from Switzerland, welcome. All right, hi, officially. Hopefully you can see okay. I am just going to kind of talk through the inspiration for this, and I ran across this on Blue Sky. Basically, this guy just like put stuff down that he was learning, and it wasn't necessarily all like code related, just like random stuff. So anyhow, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm not sure why it won't let me click on the first one. Anyhow, but I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like, I know me, I'm not gonna like go and track this down or like go and update a site just to do this. So I'm like, what I would really want is some kind of like API endpoint that I could hit. And so I was talking with the dev friend, and they were like, well, how would you do this in Astro? So I was like, well, that seems like a great question. Hi from Moldova. Welcome. Another one from Switzerland. Switzerland completely representing this morning. Appreciate that. Or this afternoon, I guess. All right, well, so that's kind of the idea, is just to create some kind of like endpoint where I could just like hit something from, honestly, probably from Raycast or something, and update this, and it would just be server-side rendered. So that's as much as I know. I do have Figma open over here, but I'm going to try not to get super distracted. Famous last words with this. So right now, we're just going to get started with some kind of today I learned project. So we'll do npx create Astro, npm create Astro at latest. Sure, let's do the minimal template, and we'll call this thing today I learned API something. If you're interested more in learning about Astro, I do have a course. It is mostly up to date. I'm working on some new updates, hopefully this weekend, to it, but a bunch of stuff I want to add to it as well. So anyhow. Hey from South Africa, welcome. I'd love to know what you're working on today too. If you're working, or just playing with some code today, or just relaxing. Right now, we're just waiting on npm is what we're doing. All right, cool. So let's go into there, and then I'll go ahead and get this up. Actually, I'm going to use cursor because I've been playing around with that. So we'll get some, I guess we'll get some AI help today as well, which is fine. I mean, sometimes I find it's helpful, sometimes not so much. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit though, just so you can see what's going on. And usually I keep all the things on the right, except when I'm doing stuff on the channel, because then people ask about it. So I'd rather just focus on the code. But today I'm just going to use cursor, I think, and go that way. So I know I'm going to want a couple things. I do want AstroDB So let's do DB. I don't know that I'm going to use React. Like, to me, there's no reason this shouldn't just be client-side JavaScript / just straight up SSR rendered with no client-side JavaScript. So I don't think I'm going to use that. I'll probably use Tailwind. Honestly, I don't know that I'm going to do that much styling, but I've said that before. What else might I need? I think that's about it. So let's start there. Oh, 2 people from Moldova already. Man, heavy on Switzerland, heavy on Moldova. If we have one more from South Africa, then it's a 3-way tie. At least the Moldova people are meeting each other. This is good. Bringing people together. That's what we're doing. All right, we'll install this, npm run dev, and get this up and running. Okay, so as far as like, let's just scaffold out something here. Sorry, I look like I just woke up because I just woke up. Let's come in here, and kind of here's what I'm thinking. Like we're gonna need. Let's see, yeah. So I want some kind of like. Let's think about routes first. So come on. So obviously I'm going to have some kind of home route, and this would just be like, this is just going to like list off the different items. And maybe I do like, I don't know, top 10 or latest 10 items. I don't know. I guess it could be like the full landing page. That's fine. Then basically I'm going to have an ID. So we'll do like TIL, whatever the ID happens to be. And these will hold the individual posts. So this is just going to be like basically a UL with LIs in it. So this will be like the actual visible routes. As far as the API routes, so come inside here. I mean, to start with, all I would need, I think, is just like TILs, and we're just going to do like a get here. And then I guess we might as well fill this thing out. So yeah, so we'll obviously need some kind of post route here as well. This one, probably what I'll do is have it either ID, like you can look up a single one, or so that would be for like actually visibly seeing the posts. So I'd fetch it from here. Maybe I should also do like, depends if I do some kind of tag, but I could see like getting all the ones from a certain tag. So maybe some kind of params or something for that. I haven't thought through this project at all. That's kind of how I do these live streams typically. Today I learned. Sorry. Yeah. Canada here. Sorry, eh? Mad respect for that. I grew up in Maine, and so we'd go over to Nova Scotia, but Canada is a big place, so I think that's my only real Canada experience. Okay, so we'd have some kind of post, probably like a delete endpoint too. And here, like obviously this would be some kind of parameterized route. I don't know that I would really need to like update something. I guess maybe if I did, I would update the whole thing with like a put. So something like this as far as a starting point. I guess here I probably, one last thing I'd want is some kind of like add route. In case I wanted to add this to the UI, which, you know, I'm sure I guess I could do as well, but then I'd have to add auth, and yeah, let's kill that idea. All right, so let's go ahead and get the structure of these things up. And for now, kind of what I'm thinking is, each individual item should have a title. I don't know what I want the body to be. I don't want these things to be like super... I want it to be something just text-based, I think, for now. I think eventually I'd like to add images, like maybe a hero image, use Cloudinary, maybe something like that. So right now, maybe let's just do text. So this would be like the body. It'd be kind of cool to have some tags, maybe. I don't know if this would be predefined, but let's just start with real basic so far. I guess you could also have it to where... Now let's keep it simple. Okay, so a Figma file that has like 3 things in it, but whatever. So let's start with a little form. And I guess technically what we need to start with is an Astro database file. So let's come over here and Astro. I guess we'll go here. That's not going to help me. Wrong browser. We'll just jump inside here, so I don't have to remember how to do stuff. We've got the database, we've got the tables. I need to define tables, so let's do that up here. So we're going to say like TILs or something. Let's call these like learning, I guess. That's fine. Let's see. ID text. This should be columns. Let's get rid of this. The only trouble when you use AI is it doesn't always help you very much, which is why I typically don't use it on the channel. And plus, like, not everyone has access to it. Although there are several free models now, so maybe that's no longer really the case. Let's just have text. Created at's not a bad idea. This should just be date though. Yeah. So I think for now we'll just do that, and then we'll export this down here. All right, so let's come over here, and then we just like await. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. New date. Should this be like to ISO or UTC string? Maybe. Oh, it's a string. I can't do that. So let's just leave it at date, I guess. Isn't there like a UTC? Whatever. Let's just do this. All right. So we've got seed data, learning something here, just so we can see it differently. All right. So we've got the first step. Let's actually maybe create a little list here for ourselves. Stuff to do in TIL. Create DB table, essentially. Seed DB, sure. We just did that, so let's check those off. Let's UI stuff. Display all items on homepage. Let's do. Let's see. I guess we'd want some kind of like add route form. Let's see, API stuff. I want a post route, which I'll probably use an Astro action for. And then get route. We'll just use like an API route for this. And what else did we talk about? Patch route. So all these will be like dynamic. So we'll do a get, patch, delete. That's fine. Okay. I think that'll work. All right, let's also come over here then and npx astro add vercel, because I'll need some kind of adapter. And I think because I'm going to make this like an API endpoint I can hit, I'm just going to make this whole site server-side rendered. So that way when you come to the homepage, you get the latest. Comrade, welcome. Dante, hey, we're doing great. I'd be so proud I've done exactly nothing. Yeah, I'm just creating a website for fun. For those of you just joining, let's get this up and running. I ran across this thing where this guy like has Today I Learned stuff where he just like posts stuff, and I'm like, that'd be kind of cool, but I would never do that because then I'd have to like update a site or whatever. So I'm like, I should create like a little project where I can just from like my command line just fire off some stuff and be like, oh, I should add this. And then it would just dynamically be there. So somebody asked me, a dev friend asked me how I would do this with Astro. So I said, well, watch me stream and I'll try to figure it out. So, and today I'm using Cursor, which I've never used on the channel before and only started using this week just to kind of play around with it. All right, so this is at least a starting point. Let's come over here. We're going to call this Astro Today I Learned. Sure. All right, let's come up top. And I guess like the get route could be either parameterized or we could just grab all of it. Now I could do this up here, but it makes sense maybe just to do this in an API route. So I'm going to create this thing called API. We'll just call this Today I Learns, I guess. Sure. .json.ts. First though, let me come over here and change the output. Output to server. And we'll see if it'll save. Hey from Kenya. Welcome. I'm guessing, by the way, you can hear okay, but let me know if not. We have 1 from South Africa, 2 from Switzerland, 2 from Moldova, 1 from Canada A. Dante, India, maybe? All right. So now let's come over here. Export const get. That'll work, except I want this to be API route. Perfect. Okay. Can I kill this? There we go. Thank you, cursor. All right, let's just return. That's fine. And then I guess we should npm run. What do I do? Deploy? Oh, I did build npm run dev. There we go. Sorry. Localhost 4321. There we go. If we come to API and til.json. tils.json.ts. This should be right. Right? API tils.json. What am I missing? It shouldn't be this because I named it JSON. South Africa also. Oh, cool. Not India. Sorry. Americans. What are you going to do? TILs.json. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. You see what I'm doing wrong here? I mean, it's a dynamic route. It's a get route. I'm exporting it. I'm responding here. What am I doing wrong? All right, let's come over here. Dynamic. I mean, I don't have to, it doesn't have to be a function like this though. Huh. It's just middleware, but. All right. Czech Republic, welcome. What am I doing wrong? Let's look at these endpoints because this is what we're doing. ID.json, I mean. I just don't see what I'm doing wrong. I'm just going to copy this directly then. Huh. Oh, it's not in the pages directory. Goodness, Chris. Okay. All right, so now we're good. Let's actually get our data here. So this is all server side, obviously. Sure, that'll work. I'll grab it from that, grab it from this. And I guess really what we need to know is if it has a param on it. So let's like, if param, then grab single. Otherwise, grab all. Sure. Okay. So this needs to be an async function. Perfect. Oh, param ID, if it's got that. Get this where it equals. That's correct. Param ID. Where learning ID equals params.id. This is a string, so I need to convert this thing to a number. Parse int. Right? I can use number, that's fine. Is that all it's yelling at me about? Okay. All right, so kind of like grab single. Yeah, we're just going to limit to 1 and return that. Now, I think what I want to do is, can't I like destructure? Let's come in here. Let's do something where it doesn't work. Console.log. The TILs. Okay. So if I come over here, .json, and I do like /2, it shouldn't be found. Can I do .json like that? Let's just keep it like this, and I'll just return it as JSON. Oh, and this needs to be dynamic. So this needs to be a folder here. TILs. And then this needs to be ID like this. Which probably means here what I should do. Yeah, so here we're just going to have an index. Yeah, index.json.ts. I think I should do JSON for all these. So let's steal all this and drop it in here. And here this is a get route that's just going to return all of them, which I can grab on the front end. And here we're going to return, let's console log this and see what happens if we get an error. Okay, so let me come back over here. So we have our 1. What happens if we have 2? We have nothing that comes back. So we'll have to look at that in a second. But if I come to this .json, TILs.json, what did I mess up this time? Index.json. I guess let's just keep it at this. No? Something here, we got that already. What do I keep messing up with this? Oh. All right, so I got, this is a get or whatever, because that's what we're returning, but the console log here is what matters. So I'm getting an array of these items. So let's mess this up intentionally. Something like that doesn't exist. What happens? Oh, the whole thing dies. Let's just throw an error and see what happens. I guess what I need to do is let's do a little try catch. I'm just trying to return like possible errors. So let's just do this. That'll work. Okay, so close. What I want to do is return error is null, and then data is TILs. And this also needs to be wrapped. Help me out. JSON to stringify. There we go. Okay. So that's good there. And then down here, let's see if it'll help me. I just want to return the data is null. You can help me out. Return data null and error. I didn't even spell correctly. Let's see if I can do it. See error, data null. Okay, good. That's what I want. Yes. Come on. Okay, cool. Status 500, that's fine. All right, so if I come over here, that's good. If I throw new error, hi, internal server error. Why don't we throw error is instance of error, then throw the error, otherwise unknown error. Hi, okay, perfect. Okay, so that should work. So now we're getting all of them. Let's do something very similar. Do I want to include, do I need to include anything else here? Like, I guess status is 200, probably. Headers, application JSON, yeah. We'll do the same thing down here. Okay, so at least we'll return it as JSON. That should work, okay. I guess I could also name it .json and do the same thing. But that should work. Okay, so here we're going to say if there is a param ID, it should return. This is really the only time it would hit this, so there would have to be a param ID, but I guess we might as well check off that. I think that works. Let's see if this will mimic. Yeah, it is mimicking it. That's good. And then I want to wrap this in a try catch and see if it does that. I haven't really worked with cursor much. I think this is like the third day I've even touched it, but I mean, it seems useful. I don't think I've ever coded on the channel, maybe once with AI help. Just because I think it's not super helpful if you're trying to explain stuff, because it does a lot for you, but like this kind of stuff is just boilerplate, and I want to get something actually done today. So let's see, instead of ID, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Greetings from Argentina. Server action. I will use the server action for the post route, but server action by default is a post route. In fact, it's only a post route, so this is a get route. So for the get route, I'm going to use the API here. I like an API routing structure or whatever. Yeah, and then let me put that down on like refactors. That's a good idea. So ID for get or for dynamic routes or for API routes. I don't want to get too distracted there though right now. So let's see. Let's check on this. Try catch. So let me double check. So we're going to check on this. Get the ID. We're going to limit to the first. Return this. And we should probably do like a little check here. So like if no matching tails, then throw error, because or if it's equal to 0, yeah. Okay, so then we're going to try catch, failed to fetch TIL, instance of unknown error, details. No, I want data to be null. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, oops. And I don't want this. No, I don't want this. This should be error. Okay, I think that works. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so we got today. I learned that should be everything, right? And if I come in here, get out of here, and I do like /2, no matching ones. That's good. Here we do have matching. Null data equals. Now here it's an array of a single one. So here what I think I want to do is just return TIL's 0, just the first item, right? Okay, so I think that's good. Let's maybe commit this thing. Add db and get routes. I'll have to talk through this like thing right now. That's not super helpful because I don't really, I wasn't checking it carefully, but this way of working with Git I really like now. The little P flag, it lets you like individually look at hunks that you've changed and stuff. So, all right, so let's come back over here now. The reason I did it that way is so that way we've got kind of a universal way to access these. I could obviously have done a lot of that up here, but then I would have had to do like try catch here and then do the same thing for the individual routes. So what we're gonna do is say const data error. Wait, there is that JSON. That's fine. Let me just do this though. Yeah, that's fine. Error data does not exist on type response. What? Error does not exist for type response. So here we're just going to get back all the data. And here get the data and the error. Call this res. I think that's right. And then let's go ahead and console log this. I think we're going to have to do the actual Astro site here. Come on. See, astro.url. Right? Don't we have to actually fetch from there, I think? Let's see. Rainbow indent, what are you using for that? I think it's just the VS Code extension, or like, yeah, setting. According to that name, I thought Astro DB was deprecated. Now Astro Studio is deprecated. Yeah, which is just like their hosting option. All right, let's see what's going on here. What am I doing wrong? Let's switch this just to API TILs and see what it gives me. Oh, sorry. What am I forgetting about the way that this front matter works? I'm making this way too difficult for myself. API TILs. That should be that route. What am I missing? Oh, Chris. Let me just check that it's not this. It is that. Okay, well, that's what I thought I changed by using the base URL, and it didn't work. Astro.origin, I guess, technically. Help me out. No. All right, I'll do it myself. Astro. Isn't there like an origin? Origin path name? Did they change that? Maybe? I don't know. Anyhow, I guess right now I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. We got our stuff. That's what matters. Get rid of this. Come here. And we're going to console log this. Okay. We got stuff. It's awesome. I don't remember. I don't think you can actually get like a type off of this, but maybe I'm wrong. Like get type, export type from learning table. No, yeah, I don't. There might be a way to do it. I don't remember. It's not complicated, so right now we're not going to worry about it. So for each today I learned, let's just type this as like Actually, can I guess I'm gonna have to type it here. Yeah, so let's just do this as like a let's not get distracted. Let's just do this. Okay, cool. So this will be a an LI. I want this to be href, TILs, yeah. Okay, so eventually this should point to 1, and then we'll have to build that out. Okay. So next, let's return to our README. Let's see, display all stuff. Check. Add route form. I guess we should also do like add dynamic route for each item. We did these things. Yep. Did that. Did this. Okay. So let's do this maybe next. So for each of these pages, we're going to have a TILs. If you want, you can use the get instead of the limit 1 for the single item. Oh, really? Let's check. Well, why don't we check after we do this so I don't get too distracted. We'll do ID here, .astro. And here, because we're using server-side rendering too, I can just pick off the individual ID directly from the params, which is kind of nice. I should be able to fetch it from there, but we're going to run into the same. Let's see, will this give me this? Let's check. No, okay. Same thing. So let's grab this. Except, I should pick the ID off. Thank you, cursor. Close this down, grab the error data, something there. Okay, cool. Let's come back into our index TS route here then. Or I guess we want our ID. And you said just get off the end of this? What does this do? Get promise. Length doesn't exist. Oh, cool. You're right. So then I can just do that, and then I don't have to pick off that item. I didn't know that. Nice. Thanks. Astro, I'm doing all right. Good to see you. Zadar. That's cool. So instead of limit 1 for the single item, and then it basically extracts it out too, so I don't have to, it's not giving me an array. I like that. That's cool. I didn't know that. Okay. So, I mean, basically we have this now showing too, right? We go back here. So maybe let's add a little section here just to organize stuff a little bit more. So let's also do a layout and add nav, add footer, sure. Check, okay. So let's at least mark that for now. I don't even remember what I have done since then. Add display TILs on home and ID routes. Sure. We updated that. That's true. All right, whatever. So let's come in here to layouts. Base layout is what I like to name this. .astro. And why don't we just strip out all of this and drop it in over here. Title. Main slot, that's fine. Oops. Not slot like that, slot like that. Title. Nah, that's good. Cons title, Astro to props. And here we'll set the base at the default to today, I learned. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so now let's use this. Base layout. That's already the default, so I'm not going to add that. Okay. That should work there. Let's also grab the same thing and do it over here. That and that, yeah. Now, if I did tags or something, it'd be kind of cool to show related ones. I guess I could grab all of them and then have like a related or other items and just randomly grab some. But let's maybe just keep it simple. Okay, cool. So let's do that. All right. Next, let's do a little nav bar. And here. Home, that's fine. And an add route. Looks like it read my README. At some point, I need to start styling this. So justify item center, that's fine. Padding 4. Actually, I think let's just do this. Tailwind. Container. Padding 1 true, that's fine. Okay. And then here we'll do like PY2. And border bottom. Okay. Should just be those two. All right, next let's do some components here. Just because. I'll do a link to Astro. Yeah, that should be fine. href, I don't need children. So let's extend HTML attributes. See if it can figure that out. Link props extend close, so close. So interface, we'll call it props. This extends HTML attributes. We pass in it. Oops. Come on, you can do it. Yes, we did it. Okay, so children, let's come in here. And I guess that's fine, whatever. So let's come back over here and replace these with our links. Did it do it? I thought about it. Come on. All right, there we go. We got our nicely styled links. And then we should probably pass in the rest here. Like that. And these should be of type. Yeah, it should know what tag type it is. Extends it. Okay. I think that's good. I probably want some different styles here, which is where I probably want to pull in like something like CVA, but maybe I should chill and just put that under refactor. So we'll do like use CVA for button or for like link styling or whatever styles. Okay, I think that'll work. What's next? It will return an object instead of an array with one item. Oh, okay, let's go check that out. So you're saying if I go to API TILs 1, TILs 1. Okay, so that is what I want, yeah. Because I want the full object, yeah. The href attribute should be in the extend, so you don't need to type it out again in. extends. Maybe I misunderstand you. Like it is in the extends. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it is there. I want it to be required though. So I don't, like, to me, this is the way you do that, right? Because if I don't put this here, I don't have to pass in an href, right? Or do I have to? Oh, okay. I always thought you had to put it in there. So this, it already knows what it is. Oh yeah, but here it could be undefined or null. Yeah, so I do want it to be required. And that's basically what I'm putting in here. So now I know it is a string. I mean, I guess I could do string or URL. And then that way it's one of those two. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Peter. We are totally on the same page. What is this telling me? View. No, get out of here. Stop reading my README. Okay, you're not allowed to read this thing anymore. Okay. Okay, so get AC, add link component. Okay, cool. So we're gonna say we did this. And we did this. I guess I don't really need a footer, but we might as well. So where's my layout? I mean, and technically I could move this out into its own component, but I don't think it really matters. We're gonna do, oh wow, Josh. What is this? Does he have something? Nope. Okay, never mind. Actually, I'm going to do a small. Not that it really matters because I'm using Tailwind and it strips that out anyhow. So I guess we'll have to do extra small. Today I learned by this guy. Okay, cool. And then let's take this class grid for sure. Yes. Container flex, justify items. This would definitely be grid. Place item center, padding to border top, sure. Let's do 2x small. Don't I have extra small? 2x. Oh, there's no 2x. I guess I just always add that to all my Tailwind projects. Okay. Things are happening. Let's go back to the index route and do a little bit of styling here. So I'll put this inside of a container class at least, and then do like py4 or something. We should probably do a heading component too. Okay. So yeah, let's do another thing here just so we can get more checks, because the dopamine is real, even if the checks are kind of fake. Let's do add, what's this heading component? And we should probably get it to actually building out the rest of this thing, because the whole point was to be able to like hit this from an API endpoint. Okay, so let's come over here. Actually, let's just see if, can you create a heading component that gives me a dynamic tag H1 through H6 and types it properly with the HTML attributes type from Astro, even if I can't spell. So many T's. Let's see. I've never tested on something like this. Okay. I wouldn't probably do it like that, but that is how you do that. What a funky thing to do here, though. That's fine. We can create this. Yeah. Oh, wait. Is it trying to update my README? Stay out of my README. All right. So let's refactor this. We'll have this be H1, H2. That's fine. And then here, tag will just be the level I pass in. Class will be the class name. What is this? And then I'm gonna leave this alone for now. I like to call this rest. Size, let's just have it be, that's fine. And then we'll have like sizes map. Yep, that'll work. Okay, cool. So let's actually use this. Index over here. Yes, please. For sure. Let's see. And then whatever this is going to be, let's actually use a list here. Nope. Yep. And this should definitely come after. In case of CVA, you can use the Astro native class list. Hey, nice. Peter, we're just like totally in sync this morning. I like that. All right, let's come over here. Font bold, sure. Text balance, probably for a title like this. All right, heading component. Yes, we did. Okay, add route form. We should probably build this out at some point. So this is going to involve like create input, create text area, create button, create form, and then like add to add route. Oh, look at us. Let's come over here. I don't know, at some point I feel like this should be, maybe I can tell it, put the heading and link component in a UI subdirectory under components, just to see if we can do it. Obviously it's probably faster just to do it. Yes, yes. Why am I adding this to getignore? I don't know what it's doing. Get out of here. UI. Oh yeah, the other thing I want to do, exclude baseline options, that's fine. I also want to do a UI. So let's do that. And then for here, we'll just do UI. What? I didn't ask you to do that, so no. Same thing. Layouts. Why doesn't that work? Let's see what happens if I do this. Let's come inside here. Do the same thing. Let's see if it will. Why isn't it using my like syntax here? I don't know. It was working. Let's not ruin it. Let's do heading. Level 1. Data title. Medium. Large. Layout. UI. Maybe that was the reason why my index route was being weird. Because this should be able to be layouts, right? I don't know. Okay, so that should work. Something there. I don't remember what I was supposed to be doing. I was creating a form, of course. Let's come over here. Let's go to my. This should also be container py 6, I think. I don't remember what I did at the home route. And you know, if I'm going to do that for both of those, let's just simplify it and put that in the actual PY4. Okay, let's just put this in the actual layout. So we're going to call this like a bunch of random refactors. Slot, that'll work. Now it messed me all up though. Why did this mess this up? Oh, that's because this is in here. Did I do that? What are you doing? Get out of here. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so let's come over here and let's change this out for the link component. Thank you. Class. We might as well make these like list disks, and then margin left 4. That's fine. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and make this thing a grid. Gap 4 or something like that. Okay. You didn't add layouts to tsconfig. I know, but I did like a catch-all route, right? Like this should be SRC. SRC, then that's why. I thought I did a catch-all route, which I kind of did, but kind of not. So this should be, that should work for those. And okay, we're gonna call this random layout refactors. We just moved all that stuff around. Yep, okay. All right, now we're gonna do the thing we said we were gonna do, which is to create an input. So let's see, input to Astro. All right, let's see if we can get it to do the basic stuff. Create a basic input that can take in any type and is type of input and is typed with the HTML attribute helper from Astro. See what it does. Label props class list, and there's an error. Label, and if there's an error, why would I pass in an error here? I guess if there's an error with the form, okay. That's not a bad idea. I wouldn't probably do it that way, but let's at least start with that. Whoa. Why does this hate? Oh. Why is this thing screaming at me? Stop screaming. Okay. All right, so error string, that's all fine. Class name. String null undefined. Okay. I'm not going to pass in classes here, I don't think. Let's have it all be here. Type of text by default, but it also could be any of those types. That should all work. String undefined. Okay. I think the thing I would do differently here, if there's an error, for sure, we can do that. This, again, I like to call rest, not test. I think what I would do is do aria described by, and if there's an error, the ID, yeah, because it has to be dynamic. So then what we're going to do is have the error down this way. If there is an error, this needs to have an ID of that. Why is this ID? This should be probably label. dot to lowercase and then replace everything. Yeah, that'll work. So maybe let's do that up top. Let's get like slugified. Yeah, slugged label. To lowercase. Okay, that works. And then we'll just use this here and here. I think that should work. Okay, so that way, if there's an error, it'll show it. Oops, it'll show it down this way. Flex gap column 1. Flex call. Why don't we just use grid here? Much preferred. Yeah, that'll work. Why don't we actually text area convert this file to a text area instead. I definitely find some use in this, like especially for stuff like this. It's just like, obviously I'm going to come in here and do whatever I want afterwards. But I still think it's helpful to like get the starting point. To me though, like unless you still know what you want, a lot of these things aren't super helpful. So label error. Stop giving me class names. Rows 4. Class list error, that's fine. Text area. I want to do the same thing. So I want to use aria. This is at least how I rest. Maybe there's some like defaults I can give this where it will follow what I prefer. Text. Let's see. Aria. Described by. Slugified label. That'll work. Slug label. It is there. Okay, just took a second to catch up. Okay, so that should work. At least this is how I typically do this. Maybe this is not the right way or something. I don't know. Let's also do some columns. And we could have this be some default calls. And then here. Let's see. And then let's mimic. I guess we could do either for this, but let's just create a separate button component for now. That's all fine. I guess the one thing I'd want is some kind of type. And like, I'll just spread that in. And then let's change this up. So we're going to have background. Blue text by random forward. Okay, that's fine. For now. I'm being so disciplined and not even trying to style this. Okay, so now I want to go to the add route. Let's add that. So we're going to say we did this. Check. 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 Yeah. Get out of here. Oh, that's a cool thing I keep forgetting. I need to show off on the channel. But for another time. All right, so let's come over and next do the add route. So we're just going to do add. Actually, let's just copy this. Add. And we'll say like add a new TIL. And here I'm going to pull in a component form, or like add TIL form.astro. I don't really need to pull anything in, so let's just have a form here. And that's fine, that's fine. Input text area. Yeah, that should be fine. Why is it not yelling that this doesn't exist? But it is yelling that this exists when it's literally right there. And also, let's change both of these to that. And then same thing here. Why doesn't it like my my imports? That should work. Button.astro, it is definitely there. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's pull our add TIL form. Is that all correct? Yeah. I mean, none of these things look crazy ideal, but we're at least pulling this in. Button. I thought we had a background blue here. Text white. What is this? Why is that not applying? All right, let's come into the forum. What's going on here? Nope. Nope. If I do that, it pulls incorrectly. Why is this button thing not working? What did I mess up? Slot it in there. Background blue. 500. That's a real thing. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to get some water. Restart the dev server, huh? Okay. Well, Peter's never steered me wrong in this long relationship we've had over the last hour. So, Peter, my man. Love it. Big fan. Okay, let's come back here. I was wondering why this one was stacked and this one wasn't too, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember how we set that up, but anyhow. Let's do grid, cat 4. Max width, medium is fine. Yeah, okay. And I also want to do focus. What's this thing? Focus. Like default focus state for input HTML. What is that called? No. How do you make the HTML focus immediate or something? What's that property called? Autofocus. Ugh, man. Autofocus. Look at that. So we come in here. Everything looks great. I want to come back to my layout. Okay, so I want to wrap this thing in a div for now. Because even though that's right. Let's move this to here, and that way that extends the whole way, and it's just this section that's kind of capped. All right, so that's how it would actually look. Seen better, seen worse. But I'm trying to stay focused. Something here, okay. We're making progress, this is good. All right, so we got all that. What did I even add? No. Add form. And add route. Right? Basically, yeah, that's what I did. Okay. We're doing things now. Let's do this next. So we need to like create the action. Update, add route. To use action, handle errors in action. So this is all going to be like SSR default. And then here, redirect to the home page. We should redirect to added item, right? Okay, so we're gonna so let's do some of this stuff here. And then forms. What else do I want to do? Handle errors in action. Add or redirect to add item. What do I want? I eventually want to like handle the form with client-side JavaScript validation too, I guess, as a side note. Oh, add extra button. So you can add or add plus. Basically, like add another one. Handle, I think that's good enough. Okay, so let's create the action to start with. Update master plan. Definitely. Okay. So let's come over here. I really like these actions just because they like take care of a lot of the normal stuff you have to do. Index.ts. So it makes it a lot easier to work with. Export const server, I think is what this has to be called. And then here we'll just call this like, we should name it the same thing, right? So TILs, basically, yeah. So it's the same route. Like it's basically like API TILs. Which, I mean, I guess we could technically name it that, right? So maybe we should just do that. So we're going to say accept. This is going to be action, create action. What is that thing called? Define action. Accept form, so it'll get our form data automatically. Then it needs to have a handler, async function, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to receive inputs. And here, let's pull in from schema, title. What did I call this thing? So this form, oops. I should probably call this thing text or something, right? Because it should basically be the same. Let's call this content. And then let's also come to my config and update this too. The content. And then we'll come to the seed file. Call this content. We get that as content. This can be content. All right, minimum length, I don't know, 10. Minimum length 1, 10, that's fine. It doesn't need that date, so we should be able to handle that ourselves. So let's call this, let's just grab these individually. Title, content, await. That's good, that's what we want. Pull both those in here, create a new date. Okay, cool. Return. What I actually want is from here, let's console log this because I don't remember what this is going to give me. Okay. So let's come out over here. Oh, we actually need to hook this up, don't we? So let's go to our form. And for now, let's just say action. This is going to be actions. I think I do have to restart the server here. Actions, come on. Why is this thing not pulling this in? All right, let's just come over here. All right, and then method man. I don't know if cursor's just like really slow or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but come on. This is allowed. Thank you. All right, so we're going to hit this post endpoint. So title here, content here. Let's see what this returns to us. Post add. Why is this not working? Export const server. Define greeting action. This should all be right. Well, I don't know. Let me at least restructure this anyhow, because I probably want this to follow the same basic pattern. So I think this should be called, actually I should be able to just call this API directly like this. And then we'll just call this thing TILs. Right? Can I do that? Because I have to rename it like that. This should work though. And then this should be just .tils. This like slow loading thing is killing me. Can I not do this? I thought I could. Well, I'm just creating work for myself. So let's just call this index. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. Server TILs, that should work. I don't know. Action not found. It's going to be okay. Let's come back here. Title something. Post. Why is it not posting? I don't know. Well, I guess let's handle this with client-side JavaScript, and then we can at least go from there. So set a script tag. Form, it's fine. We'll do the form.add event listener, submit, prevent default. I know it's here, so. How do I type this again to where I don't know, e dot current target is fine. And then let's go ahead and use this same pattern here where we await this. And we're going to wait Astro actions. Might as well pull this in as well up here. Yeah, okay. This can be an async function. That's good. You gotta wait for my DullSense to catch up. All right. So here we got .tils. We're gonna pass the form data. Get this back, man. Why is it so slow? Okay. Let's try this again. This time, obviously, we're going to do this all client side. Let's just get rid of that then. Oh, ID, got that. Okay, that should work. Title, content here. Okay. Now it still says, what am I messing up? Actions TIL handle, bad request. I don't have the name. Chris. So we're going to take the name and make this the slugified label. Text area. Because in order for it to be, to pull in the data, title, content, right? Bad response. It needs to have the name associated with whatever the item is. Config.ts. So we call this content and title. And that's what I need here. So let me make sure content and title. That should be right. And it needs names for both of those. Let's just console log here and not do any of this stuff yet. All right, so title, something. Oh yeah, and I'm going to need a console log. Let's do object dot from entries. Okay, title, something. Okay, so it should be passing along a title, which is something, and a content, which is something, which should be what I'm expecting in my index actions. Title, content, strings, minimum length. Okay, so maybe it's this minimum length 10. So let's get rid of that too, because I may not have been typing stuff long enough. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Let's see if this works, because this will make me feel so much better. Title, content. We did a thing. Okay, rows affected, last inserted, 2n. So I'm not sure why it does this. I'm sure somebody else would know, but I should be able to return like why it gives it 2n. But let's see. Returning ID. Can I do it like that? I think. So let's try it again. Something. Yes. And it should return 3. Got it. Okay, so let's pick off the ID. Data item error null. That's fine. I don't really have to do that because it's already going to be the data, because it does this automatically. It returns data and error. So I should be able to just return the item. Which means let's just return the item. If there's an error, it'll throw an error, which means let's just do an implicit return. Like that. Okay. Something else. Yes. Okay. So we come back here, look at all these things. Cool. Okay. So the benefit here is, like, we can obviously do this client side like this, but I think you can actually call, let's check, instead of me just like assuming this is the case, because all we're doing is calling underscore action TILs and posting to this. So let me open up this thing called Yak. And let me set this up. Okay, so let's do an HTTP request to, this is like Postman basically. We're going to do local host 4321 actions TIL. I think that's right. Param. We don't have any params. Body. All right. How do I add a body here? What am I messing up? I've only played with this a couple times, but I should be able to hit something. It only accepts form data. Okay. Oh, here we go. No body. Oh, that's weird that it would do it like that, but whatever. URL encoded multi-part. I think this would be title, sample, content, TypeScript version you have 5.6. You can check, press Command Shift P. And Peter, can you just like literally stay by my side forever? Sample 2, let's check. TypeScript. Type, select TypeScript version. Use words, use code version. So right now the node modules 5.6. I'll try this one. I don't know if I have to reload the window or restart this, but let's try. All right, so all right, hopefully we're still okay. I guess we'll see. Okay. So let's come over here. Let's try this now. Okay, cool. So it does post to this and it returns to me some data. Why is it doing this? We'll get back to that. But let's come back over here. Title something here. And then at the bottom of this form, we're console logging this data. Oh, this is client side. Error 0, ID 3. Okay, length 1. Oh, that's right. Because this is going to return data like this, structured like this, and error structured like this. So ultimately what I want is to pick off the ID from that. So let's see. If error, console log error, probably let's add like a show or let's see, DOM purify for HTML sanitization. Definitely want to do that. What else did I want to do? I was just looking at it. I don't remember. Error states in UI, something like that. Okay. So let's come back over here and make sure we get this working correctly. So if there's error, that's fine. If there's data, because there could not be, which there should be if there's not error. So we'll just like return here and not hit this, I guess. Well, it doesn't really matter because, yeah. What we want to do is grab the ID off the data and redirect data.0. Yeah, that should be right. All right, so title here, another item, Today I learned 4. That's because it's TILs, I think. So it would have redirected me. Okay, cool. So let's try again. Add title here, something else. Okay, cool. So it does do that. Let's come inside here. Why is this not showing any of the text? Well, it's because it's not called text anymore. It's called content. Probably should also use some kind of... Ooh, that would be cool. Let's come in here to README. Use Markdown for content. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. So let's come back out here. Where's my form? I've added so many random things on this. All right, so if there is data, they submit the form successfully. So all this eventually is what I want it to do. Let's comment that out and see if we can get this to work the way it was supposed to. If I actually named it the right thing, method post. All right. So this is without any JavaScript at all. So all just using SSR rendering. So it submits it, handles it, and it should have added that as TILs. 6 maybe. 7. 7 doesn't exist. Which also means I should redirect here. So many little things to think about. If there is no, then redirect there, yeah. Actually, just redirect home. All right. So if I come in here and do like 12, it should just take me back home. Right? Oh, wait, no. So I need to check to see if this exists. If error, then redirect. Yeah, okay. I think that's right. Okay, cool. So we've got all these things here. Stuff's working. We've got our post route, title here, custom content. Before I hit enter, what I want to do, although I'll probably have to retype all that, is form. I guess I need to do this on the add route. Yeah. So we're going to grab, I'll call this like result equals get or actions, get action. No, this is like astro.getAction result. There we go. And I want to console log this. So we're going to say title, something here. All right, so we should get this as like the actual results here. So we're going to use this to handle the errors. On the other hand, for the form right now, if it's successful, how do I do this? Let's just get the ID off of here. So I'm going to rework the action. Or I'm just going to return. So let's go back to it like this. Pick the ID off of there and return the ID. ID number. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Item, learning, that works. So here I'm going to return the learning dot what is this? 0 dot ID. All right, I think that works. So this should return data with just this item in it. It won't have a property name or anything like that. We can just call it data, which means what I'm wanting to do is capture that here. So basically, if it's successful, and this is what I don't remember the syntax for. Yeah. Isn't there like a way? There's definitely a way to do this. Actions.newsletter. Actions. Let's just look for that. It's going to take a while to find, but no. I'm looking for the way to handle this where when it's successful, you can just redirect by the form. Just don't remember how to do that, but I know you can. Well, my guess would be this, so let's try it. Because this is going to return the data if it's successful, and that's what we're going to be checking off of anyhow, I think. So I think you can go TIL's action like that, which means if I did this correctly, something here, another thing. Oh man, there's a way to do this. It's like success something. Success Astro action. Redirect on success Astro action. You can use Astro on the server. This is where I was just at, or no? I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah, I was just here. There's a way to do this. I just don't remember. How to. Actually, I think I've got a project where, let me move this over here. What is that thing called? Astro. Apologies for my disappearance here. Just a second. Astro. I don't remember where I found this, but what you can do is do like this. TILs plus. Oh, that would be the same thing I'm doing though. But basically this. Isn't that the same thing I'm already doing? It's just concatenating it. But if it's successful, it should return. Oh, no, you can't do this. All it's going to do is go to TILs. That's right. So you can't make this dynamic. This is just going to say, if it's successful, redirect to TILs. Let's double check that that actually works. Yeah, so if it's successful, it's going to go to TILs and there's nothing there. Man, I was so excited about that. All right. So I guess we're just going to leave it here. You could do like a success route, but there's no point in doing that. Okay. So let's get rid of that. All right. What else do I want to do? If we go to the... So this is now all using just client-side JavaScript, right? If I come over here, I have two options here. I'll get back data or I'll get back error, right? Result is right. catch up with me. Come on. If data, that means I know it's successful. I'm just going to redirect to that data. So I'll have to do it here, but I mean, that's fine. Error does not result on this. Why not? Well, then I'll just do this. Result.data, that's fine. All right, so if we're successful, let's go back to here. Another thing, something, excellent. Return, Astro redirect. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it actually returns you to that thing. Yeah, isn't that cool? So this is all server side. So we're using no client-side JavaScript. Now, what I want to do is use client-side JavaScript so that I can, well, basically do the same thing. Const data, what am I, this should just be the data. Since we changed that structure. All right, so what I want to do is make it to where we're using client-side JavaScript, and that way I can pop up like I can handle like errors and stuff like that in the form. So, but now it works without client-side JavaScript. That's the cool thing about server actions. So if I come over here, something here, let's actually console.log, like, yo, I made it here. And then where's my setting to preserve the log? Okay. So now what we're going to do is it should preserve it in console log, just showing us that it's basically working in the, yeah. So see how it's actually using client-side JavaScript now to handle the form submission and all that and hitting our API endpoint. Anyhow, that's kind of cool. All right, so we at least have it working. If there's an error, it should come here. Otherwise, it should hit the data. Error will be, data will be null otherwise. So this is all working as expected. Add. Okay, so let's come down here and do this so that if we have an error, and let's maybe change the action here to say we need like 10 for this. So if I add 1, something here, it should show an error here, right? Let's do if result.error console log as well. It just throws that, but shouldn't it should return something to me? I don't know. Well, we'll have to figure that out later then, because this should be able to show something. Anyhow, we're going to show like errors here. So this would just be errors, and I'm going to handle this as well. So right now we'll console log this. And if I know I'm fine, that's fine. Why is this angry? Astro form. Type props. It's not required. All right, let's actually action error. That should work. Okay. README. What else did we do? Create the action. Totally did that. Update the route to use SSR. We did that. So like basically it's going to do it without client-side JavaScript. Handle errors. We haven't done that yet. That's what we were just working on before I realized I should probably start checking stuff off since we've done a ton of stuff. Redirect to added item. That's fine. We've kind of done this. Not quite. Add extra button so you can add or that. Patch route. Haven't done that. Handle errors in action. I haven't done that. Okay, so let's come over here. Man, so many things. Let's kill this. Get out of here. Okay, see, man, a bunch of form stuff. At some point, I'm just gonna blaze through all the stuff we added. Oops. All right, so now we should just have the one thing. I want to try this thing again, right? Or we add some content. Too small. Oh yeah, I forgot. I changed the action. But this gives us a good example of what it should return to you, which is Astro action input error. That's what I want to know about, which we're going to use in just a second. So let's post this again. Now we've got, it's just returning to us this array of 2. So now I should have both these things. Here I'm hitting an endpoint, which means I can just create any old endpoint as long as it points to the thing. I might have to worry about cores and stuff, but hey, thanks, Peter. Really appreciate it. It was fun to have you. All right, but we're mostly there. We got a lot of stuff going. Let's come back over here. Dynamic routes, errors. Let's handle errors with the action first. Okay, so what I want to do is come back over here. We should get back possible errors, right? So what I want to know, didn't I say we could take in an error here? Yeah, string. So error would be, well, let's check. Link button. What am I looking at? This add route. Okay. Let's call this like let's see, result.error. So there's this like is error handle state or something. Oops. Checking for errors. Is input error. There we go. Okay, so this is what I want to grab. Error off that. All right, so we're going to first of all do this server side. So if there is an input error, I want to handle this server side. So let's grab this. Oh no, where's my thing? Okay. So this is another thing I get from Astro Actions. And here what I'm going to say, that error, otherwise, and here what I want is result.error.fields. Yeah. Okay, so it should return to me. This should be right. Okay. And let's pass this thing on as errors. So this should be title string undefined. Yeah, so that's what it should be. So I'm going to grab this right here, come into the form. We're going to change this to be this. Oops. Okay, so now what we're going to do is say if there is an item, it should show down here. So let me show you what I mean. Let's come back over here. Let's go to add something. Oh no, what happened? Sorry. All right. Title something. Let's change the action back to 10. That's fine. This will work. Title something. It's too little. So it should actually console log. Right here, we're seeing the error. Oh, interesting. Why is it just rejecting it and not returning something to me? I think, oh, I'm not, I forgot I'm doing this. Still doing the client-side JavaScript, which we'll get around to, and we'll add the same thing there. But now I want to say this, and I should have, yeah. So content, the error for the content is string must be at least 10 characters. So this is what I want to show now. All using server-side rendering, so no client-side JavaScript at all. We're going to come in here to the handle this thing. And if there is an error on any of these items, remember here, we're saying that it should just be a string that comes in. So I can just say that the error here, if it exists, would be on the errors dot whatever the name of the thing is. In this case, it would be title. And then I'm just going to grab the very first item, which should be a string, right? So this should work. If it exists. Yeah. Same thing here. Error. Come on. Content. 0. So isn't that cool? So now, like, totally using server-side rendering, no client-side JavaScript at all, we're getting this functionality. Now, what we're doing here is saying if there is an error, then go ahead and show this below it, right here. And we're describing the actual input with that error, and we're also giving it a border red. Whereas if I come over here, title here, another thing, add here, everything's fine, right? Something, nope, not fine anymore. So it tells you exactly what the problem is, and you can customize those errors if you want to. So now we're handling this all just using client-side or server-side rendering, so 0 JavaScript at all. Now, unfortunately, like, it's not going to go away when you start typing. That's where the benefit of adding JavaScript comes in. But you don't have to have JavaScript to do all this. You're just using kind of like the web defaults. Excuse me. All right, what do I think I can still finish up? Probably not too much. So we did handle errors here. Can we do a delete? Patch route. Probably not patch, but let's see if we can do delete and then we'll call it a day. Because all we have to do, let's put this back. So we need to handle this too, to where, like, if there is an error, we're actually going to show this same kind of thing using client-side JavaScript. Oops, so that's another thing we'll have to think through eventually. Okay, but let's handle server errors or something. All right. Post route. We're going to call this one good. I just need one more checkbox in my life. Handle this, handle that. Handle errors in there. Okay, so let's do this delete one next. And we're just going to add a form here. No. Let's just make it a button. I guess we might as well use a form so we can use the web. Yeah, and we'll just have this go to API TIL as ID, yeah, method delete. Which, like, I probably wouldn't do this here, you know, like in the UI where you could just delete something, but details. So let's come inside here, export const delete. It's fine. And then I have to return something, right? All right, and then let's just double check. So I'm deleting this where this equals that's been passed in. So why don't we test this first by coming over here. And we're going to change this to delete. Nobody. Params is ID of 3. Is that what I want? I guess I don't really need a param. I can just put it right here, right? Oh no, I'm going to. So this should be API. TLI deleted. It's deleted, and we try to rescue it, and it doesn't work. Okay, let's come over here then. Delete TIL. TILs. So we just need to change how this is called. So delete. Error null data. Oh, because you can't do a delete from the form, right? Isn't it like destroy? Destroy. How do you delete with an HTML form? Delete request, I get that. Method post, I don't want to post. Can I just do this with a form attribute? I thought there was like some kind of, maybe that's just like a helper that React uses or something. So I guess we're gonna have to destroy. Isn't there like a method like destroy or something? I don't know. It's probably just like Next.js or something that, yeah, it handles it differently. So I'd have to post to here. Which I guess, like, I could make this the post route. Well, that seems kind of risky. If I did that, I could just come over here and change this to post. I guess this is deleted. So that works. I'd want to redirect those somehow. And if it's going to be a post, I might as well make it an action, right? Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to handle that. I think right now I'm going to leave this as delete. And we just won't have a way to do this. I mean, I'm not really going to do this anyhow from the client, right? I'm not going to like go into my own blog and delete from there. But maybe I'd like hit it with an API endpoint or something. We're going to call that good. Get this AC or handle delete API, something. Oh yeah, we got to check it off. README, delete. Okay, so we really like lack of like old school dev experience comes in because I'm fairly new to development at all, like 4 years now. So a lot of this is just still very new for me. So that would probably be helpful to know, but cool. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Oh, thanks, Siri, too. All right. Happy coding.